The bodies were found in the city's shadows, the twisted game of death. I received the call, and chills raced down my spine. They were discovering bodies, women young and vibrant, left in alleys, abandoned buildings, one even in a playground. I could almost hear their last screams echoing in my mind. My colleagues whispered among themselves, their eyes filled with suspicion. My partner shrugged off my theories, but I couldn't stop. The case gripped me, tightened its hold like a vice. I felt an obsession creep in. The lines blurred. Justice or my haunted past? I remembered nights when shadows consumed my dreams, nightmares of loss and despair. My heart raced with each new clue, each twisted revelation. Then a name surfaced like a chill in the air. Someone close, my best friend. My stomach dropped, terror pooling within me. Could it be? The panic clawed at my throat. I felt their ghost lurking, whispering secrets in the dark. Not her, I gasped, trembling hands clutching my phone. I braced myself as I confronted the truth. How many secrets weave through lives, binding them to darkness? The whispers turned into shouts, a growing storm swirling inside me. My pulse thundered in my ears as I stood outside her door, freezing on the threshold. The tension thickened. What would I uncover? Rage twisted in my gut. Would it change everything I knew? The door creaked open. Her face was a mask of surprise, confusion. Shadows danced in her eyes. "Why are you here?" she whispered, voice trembling. I opened my mouth, but words twisted into silence. The world blurred around me as dread closed in. An unwelcome thought slithered through me. Was I part of this grotesque puzzle? Then a crash echoed from the kitchen. I was far from ready for what was about to unfold. The air felt electric, tense with unspoken fears, and I could only wait, breathless and terrified, knowing something worse lurked just beyond. Before you go on, let me tell you something. A lot of people have been saying that YouTube, out of nowhere, unsubscribes them from the channel. Take a quick look to make sure the red button is on. That way, you won't miss any of the videos still to come. And while you're at it, hit the like button because it really helps me keep bringing you stories like this. Oh, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'd love to know. The crash sent my heart into my throat. I looked towards the kitchen, dread pooling in my stomach. "Stay here," she yelled, rushing towards the sound. My legs felt like lead. I wanted to follow, to protect her, but instead I was rooted. The air thickened, pregnant with unspoken fear. Then I heard it. A muffled voice, low and frantic. My mind raced. What's happening? Was someone hurt? I crept forward, peering around the corner. What I saw froze me. My best friend stood there, trembling, but not alone. A man loomed beside her, his face contorted in rage. It was him, the one everyone warned me about, the one linked to the bodies. My eyes widened. "No, it can't be," I whispered, nausea surging. He turned, meeting my gaze. Recognition ignited a spark of terror in his eyes. A smirk twisted his lips. "Surprise," he sneered, each word dripping with malice. "Didn't think you'd find out this way." Panic seized my chest. My mind scrambled. Was I part of this? Had I unknowingly walked into a nightmare? I stepped back, glass crunching beneath my foot. "What have you done?" I demanded, voice quivering. He laughed, a sound that echoed through the silence, deep and mocking. "You think you hold the key to this? You're just another player." My heart raced, pulsing in my ears. I couldn't breathe. A realization hit me. He was manipulating everything. Her eyes darted between us, confusion and fear warring within her. "What do you mean?" Silence filled the space, thick and suffocating. The weight of 1,000 missed connections crushed me. Had I ever truly known her? "Run!" I screamed, but it felt like shoving away a shadow. Would she trust me? The man took a step closer. I was trapped. Would I lose everything? I had to act. But where would that lead us? And then I understood. The darkness wasn't just outside. It had seeped into every crease of our lives. The man's laughter wrapped around me, sickening. Every instinct screamed at me to run, but fear rooted me. I glanced back at my friend. She stood frozen, confusion painted on her face. "Stop!" I shouted, my voice trembling. "You have to get away from him." But then it hit me like a slap. Her eyes, the way they mirrored his. A shard of icy realization cut through my chest. "No, it can't be," I gasped. "You knew. You both." "Of course I did," she said, and her voice, previously trembling, now dripped with venom. "I was waiting for you." Cold sweat slicked my back. I took a step back, breath hitching. My mind raced, betrayal twisted like a knife. I had trusted her. "You were part of this all along?" I whispered, horror gripping my heart. She laughed, the sound twisted and cruel. "You were just too blind to see." I felt the ground shift. How had I missed it? Each shared secret now a lie, each smile a mask. The air crackled with tension, silence amplified. "Run," I repeated, a plea, no, a command. But the chasm of disbelief gaped wider. She didn't move. Had the shadows closed in around us both? My knees weakened. The truth felt like acid, burning and corrosive. Behind her, the man watched, amusement glinting in his eyes. "Welcome to the game," he taunted. I was losing them both. My heart thundered in my ears. How deep did this darkness run? What had I walked into? And worse, what had I become? The question hung heavy. "Why?" I managed, but it felt pointless. A fracture had opened, one that could never be healed. I trembled as her gaze turned cold. My mind buzzed with horror, regret gnawing at my insides. What now? What would happen next? Could I escape this twisted web? I could only watch as the storm brewed above. Both friends turned foes. My heart dropped like a stone. I was drowning in disbelief. Her words sliced through the air, cold as ice. "I was waiting for you." I felt a surge of nausea. My hands trembled, slick with sweat. Could she really be part of this? The betrayal hit me like a bullet. The world narrowed to just us three. Her, him, and the suffocating truth. "Why?" The words slipped from my lips, breaking. Then my mind raced. Fragments of our past clicked into place. The late-night whispers, her distracted eyes. She'd always been secretive. But this? "You were never my friend," I gasped. Each breath a battle. I staggered back, the room spinning. The laughter from the man cut through me, sharp and cruel. "Told you she was just another piece on the board." Her gaze hardened. "It's too late for you." A paralyzing fear surged. It felt like a heavy weight on my chest, suffocating. I glanced around, desperate to escape, but the door felt miles away. What was happening? Had I walked into a nightmare, built on lies? In that silent moment, I understood. The game didn't end here. I was trapped, not just by them, but by the shadows of my own past. And as realization dawned, a pulse of warmth flickered inside me. Could I fight back? But fear clawed at my insides. What if there was no way out? In that suffocating air, a new terror bubbled to the surface. Where do we go from here? I whispered, knowing I didn't want to hear the answer. The silence that followed was deafening, heavy with threats and unspoken secrets. Where do we go from here? I whispered, dread pooling in the pit of my stomach. Then she smiled, a chill-inducing smile that twisted my gut. You really don't know, do you? I felt sick. My heart raced. What do you mean? Her voice dropped, sultry yet malicious. You were my ticket out. You were never meant to find out. I blinked, blank. What? Everything, she hissed, glancing at the man, was a setup. You brought me into this. Air caught in my throat. My past, my secrets, my life had been a trap. The weight of betrayal bore down on me. My hands shook. Why? I gasped, ounce of hope crushed. Your pain drew him in, made you easy prey. You were just a pawn in our game. Nausea hit me hard. I staggered. You monster! Her laugh echoed, dark and twisted. Welcome to the real horror. The shadows around us warped, and I could hardly breathe. Everything I trusted shattered. My best friend was my enemy. What now? Could I escape this dark void? Would I ever truly be free? And as I faced them both, the silence screamed at me. How had I been so blind? Would I lose everything again? I felt the walls closing in. Betrayal stung like 1,000 angry bees. I was drowning in her twisted smile. Why did you drag me into this? My voice broke, raw with pain. Each word felt like glass shards. She leaned closer, poison dripping from her words. Because you were too easy to manipulate. A gasping breath caught in my throat. What was left of our friendship? I thought I knew her. But we were friends. Friends? The man sneered, laughter echoing like a dark, sick joke. You were the perfect bait, sweetie. Your trust was just a means to an end. I stumbled back, icy realization creeping in. You're lying! No, I'm not, she hissed. You think this is just about us? There's more. You're not just a pawn. You're the queen. This was all part of the plan. My heart thundered. What plan? A sinister grin spread across her face. To bring them back, I needed you. You're the key to everything. The world spun. My grip on reality slipped. I could feel cold sweat dripping down my back. Who? My voice wavered. Your father, she spat, and all his secrets. You have no idea what you're mixed up in. Shock coursed through me. No, he's dead. Is he? You thought you buried him, but he's still pulling the strings. My breath hitched, and the room spiraled around me. I was frozen, caught between disbelief and fear. Why didn't you tell me? I croaked. The silence stretched, thick like fog. Her eyes glinted with malice. Because it was easier to watch you run into the darkness blindly. My heart sank. She had orchestrated everything. My past, my pain. It was all a show, a trap. What now? I whispered, shaking. Now? The man stepped closer, excitement bubbling in his voice. Now the real game begins. I stumbled back against the wall, panicking. I can't be part of this! But her laughter filled the air, cold and echoing, as the weight of her betrayal wrapped around me like chains. Welcome to your nightmare, she taunted, and I knew then nothing would ever be the same. My heart raced, fear gripping me tight. You needed me? She leaned closer, her breath hot and foul. I needed your innocence. It masked everything. Nausea rolled in my gut. Innocence? You turned everything into a game. He stepped forward, eyes dark and gleaming. Not just any game. One you have no chance of winning. My breath hitched. But what about us? She smiled, that wicked grin slicing through our memories. There never was an us. It was always just you. The perfect bait. Everything blurred. The betrayal, twisted like a knife. Suddenly, loud banging echoed from the door. Panic surged. What was that? More players, he said, voice dripping with delight. My stomach dropped. What do you mean? Your past is coming back, sweetheart. An ice-cold realization slithered through me. What if everything I thought I knew was a lie? My breath caught in my throat. No, it was impossible. My father? Yes. Alive, yes, she said, voice dripping with satisfaction. Pulling every string while you dance like a fool. The room spun. I staggered back, a cold sweat coating my skin. No, you're lying. He was killed. Was he? Or was it all part of his plan? Her smile twisted further. Reality hung like a dagger above me. You did this? You used me? Her laughter echoed, cruel and mocking. You were the perfect scapegoat. You played your part beautifully. With each word, the betrayal burned deeper. You, monster. But think, darling, all this pain, it's just the beginning. You're in this now. I felt the walls close in, choking me. My childhood, my trust, everything shattered. Did anyone really love me? It hit like a freight train. You're saying you wanted me here? Of course, she hissed. You're necessary for the next move. Panic surged, drowning me. I refused to be part of this. Too late, he said, voice low and sinister. The game is set. My heart pounded, terror clawing at my chest. What do you want from me? Silence enveloped us. The air crackled with tension, thick and suffocating. What had I walked into? A sudden thud echoed, outside movement. My heart raced. Who else was coming? More players, he smirked. The walls seemed to pulse around me. Sweat dripped down my back. And then, like ice, realization seeped in. My father wasn't just alive. He was orchestrating everything. A door creaked nearby. What's going on? Could I escape? But another bang sounded, and the shadows loomed closer. Panic gripped me. Would I lose everything I believed in? I couldn't breathe. Am I just a pawn? My voice shook, desperate and raw. Not just a pawn, she taunted. You're the queen, dear. The truth crashed down. I was trapped, not just by them, but by my own blood. And as the door swung open, dread flooded my soul. Who was waiting for me on the other side? The door swung open and I froze. A figure stood there, cloaked in shadows. My heart slammed against my ribs. Mom? I blurted out, shock slicing through me. Her face twisted, a blend of fear and relief that churned my stomach. You shouldn't be here, she whispered, her eyes darting around as if searching for someone. The man laughed. Oh, the family reunion? What a treat. Nausea hit me. What do you mean? You're alive? I felt the walls spin. It was never about betrayal, she said, voice trembling. I had to protect you from them and from your father. My breath caught. Why didn't you tell me? I didn't want you drawn into this. A tear slipped down her cheek. I'm so sorry. Tears stung my eyes. My own mother had lied to me. Was anything real? I screamed, desperation clawing at my throat. The silence screamed back, heavy. I was lost in a web of lies. Now you know, she said softly, but it's too late. They'll come for you. The weight of her words sank in. My heart was pounding hard now, panic clawing at my chest. Who? My voice shook, but she only looked at the man, fear flickering in her eyes. And then, thunderous footsteps echoed outside. Shadows shifted at the door. "Welcome to the game, sweetheart," he said coldly. My mind raced. What game? The storm was brewing. My stomach twisted, dread wrapping around me like a vice. I was stuck between betrayal and blood. And what if I couldn't escape? The question looped in my mind, paralyzing. What had I really walked into? As shadows closed in, my heart raced. "Mom, you can't trust her," I shouted, fear piercing my words. But the moment hung frozen. Realization crashing like a tidal wave. This was my true family. Betrayal wormed through my veins like poison. "Enough," I screamed, desperation igniting within me. My mother stepped forward, defiance etched on her face. "You'll never have her." With a rush of adrenaline, I lunged for the door, adrenaline surging. But the man caught my wrist, his grip like iron. "You're not going anywhere." In a split second, every decision clicked. I elbowed him. Freedom surged. I fled past my mother. Outside, the storm roared like a dragon unleashed. I gasped, the cold wind biting. Behind me were shadows and truth. They chained me within darkness. But ahead, hope flickered like a distant star. I raced toward the light, vowing to never look back. And as the echoes of screams faded, adrenaline coursed in my veins, igniting my resolve. I would rewrite my fate. No more games, no more shadows. Oh, you need to subscribe now. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait any longer to share. Confirm that red button so you don't miss the next exclusive stories. Press the like button now to help the algorithm. And tell me in the comments your reactions and theories about the ending. What did you think? Share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this conclusion. If you liked my story, keep going and watch the next one that's appearing now. I think it will move you too.